Good morning everyone, I'm Tuong. This is my last semester in Curtin and I'm studying Accounting and Finance. I want to share with you in this video today about my experience throughout my 3 years at Curtin University and what I have learned in this unit and my expectation for the future. Now I would like to talk about a reflection on the employability tool. From my test result, I can see that I have changed quite a lot. In the first class, my test results were relatively low on the overall index. I was not surprised to see this result because I'm a very overwhelmed person in problem solving and decision making. I need to think long and hard when I am asked to decide, and I'm not so confident. My lack of confidence causes me to take much time in making decisions. In addition, the result of this test also show that my occupational literacy is the highest among many. I was expecting this test result. I have always had a clear goal of what I want to do in the future, but I have a general direction only. When asked to tell in detail how I want to be in the future, I will still be a little confused. Next, you can see that the test I did in the last class was a significant improvement compared to the first time. In this second test, you can see that my occupational literacy was the highest as the first time, and it has improved a lot. After these days, I know more clearly what I want for my future. When people ask me what my plans are for the future, I can confidently and let them know about my future goals. In addition, I also learned how to save for a rainy day. We cannot just live in the present. Having a backup plan is something I always have, but I don't have a backup plan for everything because I don't think that is important, because something I feel is not so important or more confident. So after this pandemic, I have learned the importance of having a backup plan. The next area where I was relatively weak in the second test was personal and critical literacy, which surprised me because I thought I had become more confident after all these days, but it turns out that I had not. This was a surprise to me. I have always been a person who is relatively unaware of my strength and weakness. I have been trying to understand myself a little more, understand my strength and weakness, but I'm still famous. After this test, I know that I should continue to look for my strength and weakness. After going through this test twice, I feel that I have changed quite a lot. Through this test result, can also be observed that I do have some differences. These tests allowed me to understand my strength and weakness, and I also can have a more explicit goals for my future. Now I will talk about my time in enhancing your business mind. To be honest, I learned quite a lot in this class. I was exposed to different students in these 12 classes. We may not have been able to get to know each other better because of the pandemic, but I still able to get to know my classmates better through online learning because we were divided into different groups each week. In addition, there were different topics each week, so I learned different things from different people, and I was able to find different strengths in the same person. For example, each week we had to choose a group leader. There are always the same people who come to goals as a team leader. It was clear to me that these people were not born to be a leader. They must have had much courage to become a leader. Although I'm also a leader, I have learned what it takes to be a leader from the others. I believe this will play a significant role in my future work. Even if I am a fresh graduate, I'll become a leader in the company one day, so it is imperative to learn how to be a good leader. In these 12 classes, each week there is a different topic, so I find out that I was interested in some of them. For example, one of the weeks, we have to work in groups to solve a problem. Although that week's topic was time management, I found out from the class that I love this part of puzzle game. So after that class, I studied those puzzle games more deeply. This also became one of the channels for me to express my stress. So in fact, this subject brings me quite a lot, whether in study or even in my life. Now it's a reflection upon my time at university. 3 years at Curtin have gone by in a blink of an eye. During these 3 years, I met many great teachers who worked hard to help me in my class and my life. When I first entered university, I chose the accounting and finance major because I knew what I want exactly, so I chose this major. I have never regretted this choice. In these 3 years, I participated in many things and activities, but I still regret that I did not participate in more activity. I wanted to participate in a club for 3 years, but I have not been able to do so. At first, I thought I have just arrived here and was not familiar with anything, so I did not participate in it. But then I felt lazy to participate in activity, so I did not participate. But until my last semester, I realized that it was too late. This is what I have been trying to do for the past 3 years, but I have not done it. I may not have done everything I expected in the past 3 years, but I can say that I did plan my time well in the past 3 years. Many people think that you have to study hard in university and not just play, but for me, play and study are equally important. I understand that all work and no play make Jack a dull boy, so the time I spend playing and the time I spend studying are directly proportional to each other. I'm glad that when I come to university, I understood that I could not just focus on my study alone and that play is also an essential thing in university. I knew that I have much time in a day and I can allocate my time between studying and having fun. I do not neglect my study to have fun. I still have my persistence in this aspect of the study. I had many expectations for university when I first stepped into this milestone, but the pandemic caused me to spend my last university life at home. But I still enjoy these 3 years of university that brought me happiness. Going university was one of the best things in my life. Meeting many new people made me realize that the world is a prominent place and I am so small. At the same time, I also understand that I have so many shortcomings that I can learn from many other students. I have enjoyed my 3 years in university. I'm also grateful to Curtin for bringing me a lot of knowledge and practical opportunity instead of just studying. However, although university life was great, I decided to start a new milestone in society after university. Although I didn't choose to go on a further study, I will still work hard on this learning path. I will also work hard to learn more professional accounting knowledge. After completing my undergraduate, I decided to start my new milestone by entering the unknown society after graduating from Curtin. After graduation, I want to find a good accounting company where I can practice what I learned in Curtin. Although I have learned much theoretical knowledge in university, but I still need to practice for proving myself, so I want to use what I have learned to the fullest in the workplace. After I find a company to start my works and gradually stabilize, I will continue to learn more about accounting and get my SCCA certificate as soon as possible. I think this is the mission of many accounting students. So I must get the SCCA certificate as an accounting major student because in the future, this certificate can play a significant role in my career development, and getting the SCCA certificate is a goal that I must accomplish after I enter the workplace. What I want to say to myself that in the future you must be happy. Be sure to try to become the person you want to be. I hope that in 5 years, I have been able to become a professional accountant like chartered accountant, also be able to have a good development as well as visibility in my field. I also hope that I will not forget the time when I went to university. It was the best time of my life to meet different people and be brave enough to pursue new things. I hope I can become courageous in the future as I was in university. In addition, I hope I can apply what I learned in university to the workplace. In these 3 years, it is more colorful than all our previous experience. We have completed the metamorphosis from a student to a person in society. And the graduation feeling after these 3 years of university cannot help but make people feel many emotions. If time can start over, I believe I would like to reincarnate countless time again. Although our ultimate goal is to go to society, that once on the campus can experience the carefree, the feeling of warmth is indeed very nostalgic. I would like to believe that this 3 years experience will become an indelible memory in my mind. I will often review, but also in this will slowly think about some people, some things that will slowly pass along with my time. But it is undeniable that they will eventually become a valuable spiritual wealth for me. Everything in university since these 3 years is perfect. I think I will miss my time at the university in the future. I'm also glad that I could study this subject before I enter society because it helped me understand what I should be like and what my strengths are before I enter society. I also hope that I can continue to work hard towards my goal in the future. Thank you.